testing. Okay, see now, but that's off. Testing, testing.
Can you hear?
Myself or you. Damn. Hello, hello.
Sitting there, we're all looking.
TV.
Shot. Yeah.
Ventura has won the toss and will receive. College and Acadians will kick from the clock. Okay, gentlemen.
Where do I turn that down? On my phones. If I'm here.
Test, 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 test.
and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please stand and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem.
So after the anthem, let's go.
Cougars will kick off and defend the goal to the south. Head coach, Canyon, Senda. Head coach from Ventura College, Steve.
It's from Ventura College, coming in with a 3-2 record against the home team, the Cougars of the College of Canyons, at 2-3. Ventura led by head coach Steve Mugajian, and the College of the Canyons has Ted Hacienda at the helm. Really a kind of reverse mirror image of their 2 seasons. Ventura started with 3 straight victories, then lost their last 2 games. On the other side, College of the Canyons won their first 2 and are now riding a 3-game losing streak. I'm Patrick O'Sullivan with your play-by-play, joined by Jacob Buechner.
Hey Patrick, good to be here. 2 top 10 teams coming into this matchup. College of the Canyons coming in at number 10, despite the 3-game losing streak that you mentioned, and Ventura College sitting there at number 7. Should be a good matchup between two teams that want to get a win into the column.
And they've just turned on the lights here. We are going to have a true night game for you tonight. Low kickoff. Just getting situated. The offense about to come onto the field for the first drive of the night. And the white jerseys are the Ventura College Pirates, and in the navy blue with the yellow trim is the College of the Canyons. Ventura with a shotgun formation, starting Jake Luton, a sophomore quarterback. And they go to the ground right away. It's number 3, Brian Burt, on the carry. We mentioned Luton, the quarterback, a transfer from the University of Idaho. Spent his freshman season there. Did get some playing time. So even though on your screen it still looks like it's daytime, the sun is coming down, and a little bit of trickery on the pitch to number 2, trying to get some room on the right side.
Yeah, Ventura trying to test that edge early, wanting to see if they can get a playmaker in space, give him some room to run. COC doing a nice job, though, setting that edge and limiting 2 plays to just a yard, brings up 3rd and 9.
So we have yet to see the arm of Luton, but in this 3rd down situation, 9 to go. There he is, has a little bit of time, fires over to his left side, complete to number 2. Again, he's got some room for the first down.
A very nice snap delivery there. came out of his hand quick, good release. Got some good velocity on the ball, hitting that out route across the sideline. That's a big time throw to make on 3rd down.
At the 25, first down, they will throw this time. Looks like the big tight end, number 85. Jonte Broski, a freshman. 3rd leading receiver on the club. Number 2 we mentioned a couple times already. Trying to get a name for you on that as our rosters are a little bit makeshift. Number 3 brought down and tackled by number 5 for College of the Canyons, Nolan Jackson on the play.
Ventura starting to move a little bit. They're electing not to huddle.
Another quick throw, but through the hands. Definitely a catchable ball.
You see it taking over football across all the levels. The hurry up, no huddle. Teams wanting to put some stress on the defense by quickening the pace.
At the 41-yard line. 3rd down and 8. Sticking with that shotgun. A subtle fake handoff. Luton runs out of there, has some room on the left side, trying to get a man open downfield, coming back to the ball.
Oh, nice catch. Very nice catch. They were trying to set up a little play fake, look deep action. They had a wheel route dialed up on the sideline, but the safety did a nice job of cutting it off. You see there, he's forced to scramble, and nice job. One with the throw, putting it in a good place, and receiver.
Right at midfield. And a great run by number 27 out of the backfield, taking it deep into the territory of College of the Canyons. We'll call them COC, as they are affectionately called up here. Staying on the ground, back to 27 this time. He finds room in the middle of the field for a gain of about 7 or 8. Building some momentum now on this drive are the visitors.
It's going to be tough for COC if they can't contain the middle of the point of attack with everything that else Ventura does on the outside. They've got to hold that middle.
Luton with another one of those quick throws in the backfield, trusting his ball carriers to use their footwork to gain positive yardage as they chip away on this drive. 11:21 to go in the first quarter. We mentioned Luton, a former Division I quarterback, trying to make his way back to those ranks. We'll talk about a lot of those players tonight that are being eyed by several Division I schools on the field. And we have our first timeout of tonight's game. We mentioned number 27 a couple of times now. I'm not going to hide anything from you folks. I'm scrolling through my phone to find an accurate roster. That's Noah Segrist, according to this calculation, out of Hudson, Florida. Hoping I'm on the correct year for the Ventura Pirates.
That'd be helpful, right?
Roster. The first thing that came up was 2013. We had printouts, but they're printed out on the side without the numbers.
Missing the numbers, which makes it tough.
It doesn't help.
I think here with the ball on the 25, the whole playbook is still available to you for the Ventura offense, so they can still take a shot if that's what they want to do. They haven't quite gotten into that compressed area of the red zone yet.
Luton with 15 touchdown throws on the season, 8 interceptions as well. And they stay on the ground, but not a lot of room on that right side as Segrist.
That's what COC needs to do. They need that, as you watch the replay here, you need that penetration up front. What they need to do a better job, though, is after the initial push, is to have linebackers in pursuit to finish that one off. The running back is still able to pick up a solid 5 yards despite getting hit in the backfield.
Coming into the game, as with time across the middle,
nice
DeJounte
ball.
Broski with the completion inside the 10-yard line. So now they are really cooking with gas.
Nice kid slinging it.
Calling Segrist's number a few times tonight already in the backfield. Coming into tonight, they had more of a 2-back attack that he wasn't involved in. Brian Burt and Isaiah Brown are their leading rushers with about 300 yards each. But they've done most of their damage in the air, averaging 291 yards on offensive pass plays, because there are no defensive pass plays. Luton fires one again.
Same play.
The number 6 for the touchdown. There's the signal from the referee. We have our first score of the game. So Jake Luton with his 16th touchdown throw of the year. I'm sure we'll get another look at that one. Kalai Griffin, the receiver.
You watch a pretty simple concept. Just a quick slant, and they're playing zone there, and he just found the soft spot. And you got an arm like this QB, he can slot it in there real quick. Had just enough of an opening to get it in there.
On for the extra point. I was going to say completely relaxed on his feet. It's something I always watch for quarterbacks, as the extra point is blocked.
That one never had a chance. It never got over the butt of the snapper, really.
So the score will remain 6-0 Ventura with 10:15 to go in the first quarter. And COC will get a chance to answer. Probably the marquee player of tonight is a kick returner for COC, also plays wide receiver. The heavily recruited Marquise Brown, a freshman, number 6. So keep an eye on him. He's already taken one back this year, averaging 37 yards on kick returns. Yes, this is a matchup of the number 7 team and the number 10 team in Southern California. That's the thing about Ventura. They won their first 3 games, but then they kind of had a bad luck of the draw. Their last 2 losses were against number 2 ranked Riverside and number 1 Saddleback. As the kick goes out of bounds. Don't want to mess with Brown, who is way on the other side of the field. He is a dangerous threat.
COC gonna have a choice whether or not to force him to re-kick it or take the field position. I think they're gonna make him kick it again.
And why not when you have a dangerous return man like Brown back there?
Yeah.
Not that they're kicking it anywhere toward him. Maybe he can cheat his way over to that side.
Yeah, you back him up. You force him to kick all the way back at, I think they're on 30. Yeah, that's where they're putting it. You can kind of move him around, cheat him around a little bit, and see if you can't put him in a position to take this one.
Brown, a speedster, 5'11", 170, so not a lot of size. But how many times have you seen that in college where a little elusive receiver like that can break so many big plays,
Yeah.
use so many different ways on offense?
Especially on kickoff returns, if you just break 1, maybe 2 tackles, all of a sudden what seemed like it was congested becomes really open, and those lanes really start to open up.
And there's Brown. He does get a hand on it. He's got a chance from the 18. Dodges one tackler. Burst of speed. Gets to the outside. Not a lot of room there. He'll scamper out of bounds to the 32-yard line. So about a 14-yard return. Ventura will take that. Not a lot of damage.
Yeah, but he did show what he can do. He's very elusive on his feet. Good side-to-side lateral quickness.
So the Cougars quarterback is C.J. Williams, a freshman. You'll see him number 3. He's completed 50% of his passes this year. Good touchdown to interception ratio, however. 8 TDs to 2 picks, and he's ran for 2. Handoff, finding the hole on the right side is number 8.
Oh, you got a man down.
That's Leo Lambert III, the ball carrier. Man down is number 70, Patrick Whittle. See what happened on that play.
I think he might have gotten rolled up. Yeah. I think his knee got twisted there. Him and 55, Quinn, were working on the same guy, and I think in that combination block that he kind of got his leg twisted underneath him. That's why those big guys wear those knee braces. I try to keep that thing stable.
And when you see an injury on a lineman, a lot of times you can't really tell how severe it is until you see a replay, because it's not that quick movement, it's just more of the weight coming down. But it looks like that's a good sign.
Yeah, he can't put any weight on that leg.
So Whittle helped off the field. Hopefully nothing too serious. And we'll see if the early offensive line substitution affects the blocking scheme of COC. Williams rolling left, looking for room downfield, avoids the sack and gains a few positive yards, surrounded by white jerseys at around the 42-yard line.
Showing the dual threat ability there. It's definitely a weapon in these types of offenses that we see so much of.
Brings up a 3rd and 1. We saw Lambert III, the ball carrier. Their leading rusher is Tylen McBride. He wears number 14. At the 41, they mark it. And Lambert III, did he get the yard? He did.
It just got enough.
Just seeing it on paper, it looks like one of the challenges of this offense is relying too much on their star, Marquise Brown, where when they go against more talented teams, it's a challenge to, well, not have the defense key on him and take away the threat, trying to find other players to spread the ball to. They haven't been dominant passing or running this year, even though Brown has great numbers receiving. There's Lambert again, so they use him a lot out of the backfield in many different ways.
It's a good first down play design, execution, getting out wide on the jet sweep look, throwing it out there to him on the wide receiver screen. It's a good 6 yards, keeps you ahead of schedule, ahead of the sticks, and the whole playbook's still available to you.
Right at midfield, 8:25 to go in the first. Three receivers to his left, one up top. And there's Lambert again. Boy, they use him in a variety of ways. A great gain on that play.
He's their Swiss Army knife so far tonight, huh? They're just finding different ways to get him the ball. He's an exciting player. He's very fun to watch with the ball in his hands, and Ventura's going to have to get an eye on him, get some hats wherever he is at on the field, because they're putting him all over the place.
So my first look at this team this year, harkening back to what I was just saying a moment ago, it looks like maybe they have gone to the drawing board and found ways to use Lambert, not rely so much on Brown. And if you have another player, even if it's just one other playmaker to make the defense worry about, could improve the offense tremendously.
Absolutely.
39-yard line, Williams had to tuck it in. Defensive pressure goes left, and he completes it, number 17. So makes something out of nothing there.
Yeah, it's a good scramble drill there. I'm surprised the Ventura DB didn't put his foot in the ground and drive up when he saw, or it seemed pretty obvious where he was going to go to the football. But in the end, it's good.
That's LeBron's Allen. He's come into the game. It's only 6 catches on the year, but averaging over 20 yards a catch. So he's another threat. Maybe they want to look 2 more. 2 touchdowns as well. Brown is the only receiver coming in with double-digit receptions through 5 games. Williams dropping back off his back leg, throws it for a very minimal gain, if any, to Lambert III again. Not sure if I should drop the third or not. I hear the PA announcer saying Lambert. I'm just going to have Lambert the third on the roster.
Some dignity to that, right? A little third on there.
28-yard line of Ventura. Looking to strike back are the Cougars. Williams. And that's Brown, but this time they're all over him. Dropped for a loss.
Yeah, snuffed it out. They've shown that diamond formation, that bunch trips look to the top of the screen a few times in this drive. And that time they went to the play that you see out of that a lot is a wide receiver screen, and then 2 of the other receivers are blockers. That time it just didn't work.
3rd down and 14. 5 wideouts. Williams getting the play from the sideline.
Maybe see a quarterback draw here. I think it's 4-down territory.
And they're going to have to talk this one over because it looks like they might not have been on the same page.
Timeout, Canyon. The first timeout of the half.
Timeout for COC. Ted Yacienda, their coach. His 4th year, he's 18 and 13 coming into this season at the College of Canyons.
There's our Galp and Subaru split screen there, showing you both teams.
On the other side, Steve Mugazian for the Ventura Pirates, a former wide receiver coach for the Cincinnati Bengals. Actually featured in his years some of my top fantasy football wide receivers. Carl Pickens.
Okay.
TJ Houshmandzadeh.
Houshmandzadeh, I remember him.
Yeah.
I remember him. Had that long braid, right?
And not to mention Chad Johnson. Or
Ocho.
there you go.
Ocho Cinco.
See, that's the thing about junior college. And you've got a coach on the field who's an assistant in the NFL. Williams fires. That's the first time we've seen him throw like that today, and almost picked off. And it was way underthrown, or he didn't cut the route soon enough. Something was amiss.
I think he was going to his guy at the top, and he just kind of outran the throw. It was a simple all-vert concept. Everybody going deep, and just trying to pick a guy that's got the best matchup.
4th down and 14, and it looks like they will go for it. Williams a little bit of a low snap off his left thigh, and he's in trouble. Trying to elude defenders Fires it down the field, the sideline. Nearly an acrobatic catch, but couldn't get the toes or the hands to comply. Number 22, the intended receiver, Wes Fitzpatrick from Hart High School, right down the street here. Game of inches.
Yeah, it's close. Almost had it.
So taking over on downs is Ventura. They had that early touchdown from their quarterback Jake Luton to Kalai Griffin. 5:19 to work with in the first quarter now. A nice fake out of the backfield. I think a good portion of the COC defense was fooled, and he fires a completion over to his receiver, number 2.
Yeah, I love this pop pass that you see a lot out of the spread to guys running up the seam. Play action based. Get a linebacker sneaking upfield. Tight end just jets in behind him, and you got a quick, easy throw for 10 to 12 yards.
Elijah Alexander, we're hearing. Even though according to the website, that's Jure Jackson. But I'm going to trust the PA announcer. And there is a run on the right side, number 27. Segrist again. We've seen him used a lot tonight. Not sure if they have an injury in the backfield, as he is not listed on the depth chart as one of their top 2 halfbacks.
And Ventura's been impressive throwing the ball, but I think what's been key to their success is the running game on first down. They've been able to get good yardage on these first down runs.
Receiver sees something, pointing it out to his QB. Fake again, Luton. Looked like he wanted to go deep on that one. He'll have to go under to Segrist, and the safety valve is dragged out around the 40.
Luton, for being as big as he is, I think he's listed at 6'6". Yeah, he's listed at 6'6". He's showing some surprising mobility for someone that tall. A nice job there. Very smooth with the football. He looks like he has some D1 traits.
Luton stepping up in the pocket. Looks like he'll take it himself now, and a nice move, a flag down as well. So he forged forward for about 4 or 5 yards.
It's probably going to be holding.
There's no foul on the play.
Well, false alarm.
Yeah.
Specifically, he said there's no foul for holding, in case we were wondering. There's no foul for anything.
You usually don't see that. Usually if somebody throws it because they saw holding, you don't have somebody else coming in and tell them they didn't see it.
Number 9 checking in for Ventura, just pointing him out because he's got those fluorescent orange shoes.
Very bright. Halloween is right around the corner, Patrick.
On the bottom of your screen. But he goes left.
Ooh.
And a little try to sneak it in there to his tight end, Bronski, but
It would have been highlight reel.
I think a big hit might have awaited him, or a touchdown, one of the two.
Yeah.
Third and 5 now for Luton. He does have those instincts when the pocket collapses to step up or take it himself. And this time he fires one deep, but overthrows his man. And we'll see if this flag is legit. See the replay. Luton really just trusting the speed here in a foot race. Gets it off.
The safety let him get over the top, but they had two guys kind of running into each other. And
Defense, number 44, 5-yard penalty, replay, third down.
that's a big penalty. They had him.
Encroachment is the call. Number 44, Andrew Karatapayan.
Correction, it results
That's tough. That's very tough on COC. They had a 4th down forced. Instead, they give up a 1st down.
.30-yard line, 1st and 10. And there's the pass of the big tight end. Nice little touch pass to number 85, Brodsky.
Yeah, you just missed it. We were having some trouble getting out of that last replay, but it was a nice throw over the middle. Luton.
6'3", 234, big target from Dayton, Ohio. Man in motion. A little pitch to him. Nothing doing. Number 6. Kendrick Mallory, freshman wide receiver.
These hurry-up offenses really get activated once they pick up a 1st down. Then that allows you to really pick up the pace and get defenses running around and doing things that they don't want to be doing.
So 5 yards away from another strike. They try for the jump ball. Flag. COC defender can't believe it. 36, I believe, on the coverage. Kavon Jarrell.
Yeah, you watch the replay. It's going to be pass interference. I thought he did a nice job of battling with him. The problem is that he ended up face guarding at the end of it. You got to turn around towards the ball, otherwise most 9 out of 10 times the referee's going to throw the flag for defensive pass interference. But did think he battled pretty good there. Just got to turn around for the football.
Takes him all the way down to the 2-yard line, so now just 6 feet away from opening up a 2-touchdown lead on the home team. High snap, Luton, but he retrieves it, tosses it, and there's the call, the touchdown call. So nice play by Luton to recover the snap as you see the replay.
Impressive arm action from this kid. Look at this, busted play. Kind of Johnny Manziel-ish. He's able to track that one down and then snap one off, very accurate. Even with all the chaos around him.
33 with the touchdown catch. And this time, the extra point is good, so 13-0. Ventura, another look at that touchdown.
COC brought pressure, brought the house. Luton stood in there and put it high and away where only his guy could catch it. Nice connection.
And we'll be back.
College of the Canyons creates possibilities.
It's a gateway to opportunity.
A place where students learn they can believe in themselves.
Behind every possibility at College of the Canyons are the people.
Together we focus on achieving success, one student at a time.
That focus is a reflection of what we value.
It defines who we are.
We are. We are.
We are College of the Canyons.
Back for kickoff after that touchdown. And it goes out of bounds.
Now we'll see what COC can do after their last drive. Moved the ball some, but it kind of sputtered once they got behind the chains a little bit.
The touchdown catch was made by Logan Jabernick, listed at 6'7" on the roster.
Yeah, I think Luton's a big kid out there. I don't know if he's 6'6". There might be some.
The receiver.
Yeah, what I'm saying is I think there might be some all-around, top-to-bottom tomfoolery with the Ventura County roster, maybe giving them a couple inches. I don't know.
Well, I could tell you this. I played in a high school basketball tournament when I was in high school, and in the program I was 6'3". I still to this day have never even been 6'2".
So yeah, there's a lot of times some hijinks going on there in the roster listing.
Inside the 10. And finding some room all the way to the 41. Possibly the 42.
Watch it there, showed like he's going across the field, and then he sees the opening and makes a nice cut to come back towards the Ventura sideline.
It's number 15, R.B. Marlowe.
Good vision.
Listed as a wide receiver, but his name is R.B., which is the abbreviation for running back.
I like that.
From the 40, 2:04 to go, down 13-0, trying to get some points on the board. C.J. Williams fires right away behind the line of scrimmage, but there you see the speed of number 6. Marquise Brown took a little bit of a hit in the back going down.
Yeah, they'll look to get him going on this drive. I think they established some other guys as potential weapons on that opening drive, but now I think they will look to lean on their chief playmaker.
Here you see Brown. Midfield it is for Williams and his offense. Stacked receivers on the top of your screen. One man in the backfield joining and hands it off. To Lambert the third again. Gain of 4 on the play. Getting a lot of touches tonight is Lambert. 2nd down and 6. And they try to use, it's Lambert again. On some of these plays, I wonder why they do not use Brown, because it's such a deception over the defense, a man in motion, and he's got the speed. I didn't see him coming in. I think he had maybe 5 carries out of the wide receiver position.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think once you kind of get into the year and guys have their roles, sometimes you don't really practice getting them outside of their roles, especially if they've been putting up numbers like he has. But yeah, you're right. I mean, you would imagine some of these plays would be tailor-made to his skill set.
They remain at the 46. Williams has some time, and that one is thrown behind the intended receiver, number 17, LeBron's Allen.
Yeah, that internal clock went off on him, and he felt like he had to get rid of it. Just wasn't able to make an accurate throw. So I think we'll get one more play off before this quarter ends. Ventura really going to look to add to that 14-point lead and sort of try to put this one out of reach a little bit.
Punting unit on for COC. They get it off high into the night sky.
That's a good punt, really.
Calling for the fair catch at the 10 is number 1 for Ventura.
It's about a 40-yard punt. Pins them at the 10-yard line. That's good stuff from Cougar special teams.
Voshan Crumby, the return man. He's also dangerous back there. He took a 100-yard return back earlier in the season. At the end of one, 13-0 for the visitors of Ventura College. So one of the things we're having as we continue our roster drama, Ventura has some players who have the same numbers on offense and defense.
It's a tough one.
You got 2 number 2s, 2 number 4s, 2 number 6s, and it goes on and on.
And you got big rosters. I mean, a lot of people want those single-digit numbers, right? It makes it tough.
So I believe that earlier touchdown catch was actually by Kendrick Mallory, who's number 6 on offense. We give credit to number 6, or I did, Khalil Griffin. So I'm sure Khalil's happy that I credited him a touchdown, but
right.
It wasn't actually him on the field. It was Kendrick Mallory.
Okay, there we go.
They both wear number 6.
Your tenacity is admirable, Patrick. Just getting after it.
Tenacity.
The detective on the case.
14:25 to go.
Gonna assign these touchdowns to who they belong to.
Finds his man across the middle, spin move by number 2 on offense, Elijah Alexander, not to be confused with number 2 on defense.
There we go.
Dre Jackson, case closed.
Bam.
Just got handed the stat sheet. First class operation here at COC. Noah Segrist, 4 carries for 34 yards for Ventura in that first quarter. And Jake Luton, efficient, 13 of 15 in the air, 105 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's the one that really jumps out at you. He's controlling the game right now, Luton. Big number 7 there. He's shown the ability to get outside the pocket and move, put some stress on the defense with his legs, but it's the accuracy with his arm. He's, like you said, 13 to 15, 2 TDs in 1 quarter, 105 yards already. He's putting on a clinic.
And that's what stood out on the stat sheet coming into the game, is that Ventura throws for 291 yards a game. On the other side, COC gives up 299 yards a game, so you see the weakness being exploited. Ball tipped there.
He might have caught that. Nope.
Number 4, Cam Taylor, the intended receiver. Second down and 10, 13:22 to go. Second quarter, Luton has time. Steps up in the pocket, but remains in that throwing motion. Unfortunately, his receiver was on the ground.
Yeah, he just lost his footing trying to make a cut.
81 Noy Miles. That's Steve Houston, by the way, with those fluorescent orange shoes. We kind of want to give him credit just for wearing those shoes.
They do stand out.
Luton fires one. That's tipped and picked off by number 7. COC getting a break here. Still on his feet, returning that pick. Finally brought down at about the 17-yard line by a swarm of defenders. Well, offensive players turned defenders on that play. So
Hayden Wright.
Some life in this game.
The 5'10 safety, sophomore. And this is exactly what you need if you're COC. You need to get Luton sort of off his game a little bit, get him a little uncomfortable, and a tip ball interception gets you deep in Pirate territory, exactly what the doctor ordered for COC.
Especially with him incompleting so few passes tonight, to get a break like that on the tip ball, to actually come up with a pick on this side of the field. The offense with a great chance to capitalize now.
Yeah, I didn't see who got the hand on it, but it was a nice job of getting a hand out there and disrupting the pass.
And right up the middle, number 14 nearly takes it into the end zone, but they definitely look like they have a little bit of extra pep in their step. That's the leading rusher, Tylen McBride. We mentioned him earlier. Haven't seen him tonight. He averages 6.1 yards on the season, already has 3 touchdowns, and now they are knocking on the door. And we've got a whole new ball game with 12:57 to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, showing some real burst through that hole was McBride. And yeah, this is his first carry of the game. Wasted no time making an impact.
Fresh legs off the bench
Uh-oh, fumble at the action.
And just as we mentioned, the tide turned. It can turn just as easily in the other direction if Ventura does indeed come up with this ball, and they do.
We'll get a replay dialed up on that for you, but I think it was just a fumbled snap. Fumbled snap, and Ventura alert enough to jump on it, but that's an unforced error on the Cougars. Something that could have been avoided. They had some momentum coming in, and it's going to be off or not.
So making up for their quarterback's mistake by bringing the ball back home. Luton right back on the field. See if he could shake off that pick and continue his offensive charge that has been successful thus far. Long way to go. This will be a 96-yard drive if they can pull this off. Man in motion. Zegrist. Brought down after possibly a short gain.
As counterintuitive as it sounds, I think if COC can fully take away the run and force Luton into being one-dimensional, where the offense is just pass, 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 maybe despite their success through the air, you can kind of get them off balance.
And that time they wrap up Luton. Number 99. Dorian Gerald, he has been their defensive standout this year. 22 tackles, 6 sacks coming into the game. He had a fumble recovery for a touchdown in week 1. That's been a big disparity, I notice as well. Coming into tonight, College of Canyons on defense, 20 sacks. Ventura on the other side, only 3 total sacks as a team.
They're getting it done on the front line, getting pressure up front. It's going to have to be huge in this game to get to Luton and keep them from being comfortable right there.
Definition of a spread formation there as Luton fires to number 2. On offense, Elijah Alexander, 5'9", 181 from Camarillo.
And they'll go. We don't really have much time to go to the replay, but we'll go to it anyways. You see the quick throw there. And it's tough when you got a guy who can snap it out that quick.
They get the first down. Zegrist showing some determined running to the 30-yard line.
That's a good hard carry.
Zegrist, a Florida product. First and 10, 4 wideouts. Luton dodges the defender and then kind of flicks it over to his man, number 9, Steve Houston.
Yeah, very impressed with Luton. He's got great arm instincts. And by that I mean he has a good feel for knowing when to sort of loft it over the top, when to laser it in there, and when to pump and escape the pocket. And he showed that all here. Just feathered it in there. Good pickup on first down.
And a fingertip catch tucked in out of the backfield, number 22 for Ventura, Isaiah Brown.
It was a good stick by Austin, the safety for COC. He read it all the way. Delivered the blow.
Third down and 6.
Bringing pressure.
Hanging in the pocket and finds his man in
Orange shoes.
Shoes again. Steve
There you go.
Orange Shoes
He's your
Houston.
guy. He's your dude right there.
Big time play.
He's earning those kicks. Look at that one. You see COC brings the heat. determined to get to Luton, not allow him to be comfortable back there. He stands tall in the pocket. Good ball, good catch. And then where's the hit? Keeps going forward for the first down.
I might have to pitch a nickname to Houston. How do you feel about this?
Okay.
Double meaning as we get back to live action. Luton firing deep to
Got
number 4 down the sideline for the touchdown. Cam Taylor got loose in the secondary. And just like that, a 19-0 lead. Luton showing off that
dropping dimes, dude.
D1 arm.
That is a beautiful ball. And a nice catch to finish things off. Easy touchdown. Making it look simple out there. It's just a wheel route. Working down the sideline. They tried it before, but they had a safety over the top, cutting it off. That time, no safety in the area. And Luton will take that every time, dropping it in there.
DeAndre Henderson got burned on the coverage. You saw the disappointment in his body language as the extra point goes through. 20-0 for Ventura in the second quarter. 9:12 to go from the College of the Canyons. So Steve Houston set up that one with that clutch catch.
Yeah, hit me with the nickname.
Well, he's got the orange shoes.
Okay.
Pink socks. The highlighter. We're talking, you know, we're talking about the marker and the highlight reel.
I actually really like it.
Steve the highlighter Houston. Somebody setting that down on the sideline.
There we go. I mean, I think it's a winner. You've got the hot pink, you've got the orange shoes.
And I don't think I've ever heard it. It's not a recycled nickname.
No. I think it's because those two colors don't usually go together.
But Cam Taylor, he might have heard me.
He makes it work.
He might have heard me the next play. He got loose. And he provided the big highlight.
He did.
I
the highlighter. I'm going to start calling him that from now on.
The highlighter. I wonder if Luton has a nickname back there. See our cable puller Brad on the right of your screen doing his camera work.
Oh yeah, there he is. I wish we had telestration. I could circle that guy. He had a birthday last night.
Oh yeah, happy birthday, Brad.
I wish him a very happy birthday.
Solid kickoff into the end zone. And running it out all the way just past the 30, but a flag is down.
Came in late. I'm not sure what it was for. Personal foul.
They always suspenseful wait for the referee's call. Mini conference. Here he comes.
Personal foul on a return team, number 34. First down.
So that was a personal foul.
And you really can't afford to be doing that if you're down 20 in a ball game. Another one of these unforced errors from COC. I think they've played with Ventura for most of this first quarter and change. The difference is that they sort of shot themselves in the foot on a number of occasions.
Well, that last drive, 96 yards. They had the ball knocking on the door of the 4-yard line. They fumbled it away. This time they go to number 14, looking for some room, but wrapped up. Great leg tackle made by Ventura. See the replay, C.J. Williams.
It's that zone read. Good decision to give it. But in the end, it was nice pursuit out to the outside. I think you might want to see McBride plant his foot in the ground and cut upfield and go north and south a little quicker.
Khalil Griffin with the stop. Williams in trouble. Tosses it over to his man McBride again. But the pursuit was there. by Ventura.
And Ventura showing an impressive ability on defense to get the receiver down immediately upon catch. That's a huge thing for defenses, to eliminate yards after the catch. They've been doing a nice job of it so far.
Third down and 5. This is probably, as Williams rolls to his right, looking for someone open downfield, and dragged down by number 16, Gil Sandoval, the freshman, with the stop.
There's just good speed in this linebacker group for the Pirates. Because we know Williams can move, but that backside pressure chasing him down as he was trying to decide whether to throw it or keep it.
And I noticed a lot of players tonight, not amongst their leading tacklers, that are making these stops, so definitely a team effort tonight on the other side of the ball by Ventura. Punting unit is on. Spin move number 1. Gets it to about the 43.
It looked like, I thought he waved his arm for a fair catch.
Beauchamp Crummy.
But he ended up showing off some dance moves.
See those moves again. Crummy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5,
Nice little
6,
side step
7,
right there.
And spin.
And spin. A very tight spin.
Starting this drive at the 42. Much better shape than last time, but that big strike from Luton. To his top target this year, Cam Taylor. Taylor came into the game. 22 catches for 385 yards. That was his 4th touchdown grab of the season, and it was a big one.
And he was a guy that didn't show up on the stat sheet through the first quarter. Getting him involved here in the second.
And a new quarterback in there for Ventura. So number 8 at the helm now, Connor Reagan. So perhaps feeling this 20-0 lead is pretty secure in the second quarter. Low snap. Reagan picks it up off the ground, tosses it, tip ball. What do you think of this move?
Well, I mean, on the surface, I don't like it because I think, you know, 20-0, that's still very much a ball game. Unless, I think there might have been somewhat of a quarterback battle coming into this game, so they're still trying to give both guys reps. But I think the way Luton's been playing, I think he's definitely your guy. And maybe it's an injury because he's back out there, and maybe he was getting checked on by the training staff or something. I don't know. But he's back out there again.
Luton, shotgun, fires again.
Ooh.
Is picked off as he runs into the referee, unfortunately. And a little contact after that. Very interesting play, a lot of elements.
I think maybe the referee throws the 15-yard penalty because he felt guilty. I kept you from getting 15 yards.
Let's get that
give you some.
Is it number 36 with the INT? Luton firing across the middle.
Nice hands. That was 36, I believe. Jarrell. Big 6'2" corner.
Avon Jarrell from Richmond, Virginia.
Really great hands.
57. 15-yard.
Oh, yeah. You see that on the tail end.
It's a dead ball personal foul on number 57 and maybe on the referee, too. Referee put a little bit of a, you know.
Well, he's got to protect himself, right? He doesn't have pads on. But, yeah, you see that there at the end of the play, 57 for Ventura. Pretty unnecessary. But, again, they get to Luton. So Luton, as effective as he's been, that's his second interception. And that's something that CUC has to capitalize on it. They've got to take advantage of this right now if they want to stay in this ballgame.
Yeah, he does have 10 interceptions on the season, so he is prone to that if you can get a hand on the ball as they have it right up the gut. Speaking of new quarterbacks, that's a new man for number 12 for COC.
UCB.
Trying to inject some life into this offense.
And he shows the running ability as well. They fake the jet sweep, pull the guard, 66 there. That was
Lewis Eusebi, the quarterback, on the run.
Dwayne Williams pulled over to get that big block, and that's what sprung him. So and lost the helmet on him.
This, I think, is a move to try to get some life into this offense.
For sure.
But that time he is gang tackled. But 4 guys have a say on whose sack that was.
So Williams, after losing his helmet on that last block, is back out there, had to sit out of play. And that time, pressure in the backfield just, I think he's probably, if that was a read, he probably made the wrong read and not giving it to the jet sweep. If it was a design call that he was supposed to fake it, the Pirates not fooled.
Sorry, Mark Zavala was the first man in there. He held down Eusebi as his teammates joined in. Timeout, Canyon on the field.
New quarterback in, sometimes there's some communication issues. That time they had to get the right play call.
.458 to go in the second quarter. 20-0, but a lot of time left in this game. You get a touchdown here, cut into that deficit, you get the confidence of not having the 0 on the board.
Oh yeah, it's still very much a ball game. I think the biggest thing is with the way that Luton's been throwing the ball all over the field, that kind of makes you think that you can't get back into it when you got a guy across the field who's throwing it that way. But when you've been able to pick him off a couple of times, you've got to think, well, hey, if this turns into a shootout, I believe in our defense to get some interceptions. If we win the turnover battle, well, we got a shot in this one.
.34-yard line. Home team, man in motion. They fake it, and Eusebi is in there to run. Staying on the field, they got a big hit at the end of that play.
Huge hit.
Number 6 on the Ventura defense, Khalil Griffin again. 6'3", 220 pounds coming at Eusebi.
And if they put together a little live play highlight package, I think this one's in it. That hit at the end of this when you watch him. I believe it was 6 coming in at the end here. Yeah, there he is.
It was like a stare down. He had room to measure him and everything.
Yeah. A little extra nudge at the end of that one, you see there.
3rd and 15. They've got to go to the air here. Eusebi back to pass and pursuit right away, but he fires it down the sideline, complete at the 15-yard line at number 15. Makes a move down to the 5-yard line. The receiver for College of the Canyons, R.B. Marlowe, injecting some life into the stadium as it looked like that drive and possibly that play were dead. But a good job avoiding the pass rush by Eusebi and finding the man who was camping out there on the sideline, R.B. Marlowe.
Yeah, his first attempt of the evening, and he looked good doing it. Avoided pressure. He used the feet that he's shown so far in the game, and then uncorks one on the sideline, and they're in business.
Marlowe, one of the many Florida players on the field tonight. From the 6. Eusebi again, so showing a lot of trust in his running abilities. We've seen mixed results thus far.
He looks to be a little bit more of a physical runner than Williams. I think they're more willing to run him into the teeth of that Pirates defense, but important thing here for COC, you've got to finish this drive off with a touchdown. Vital.
I do see Williams on the sideline. Doesn't appear to be an injury. 3:03 to go. Knocking on the door. A little bit of a chant from the home crowd. They stay with that man.
Got him wide open.
UCB rolling out. Fires toward the end zone. Between two intended receivers. Couldn't place the ball in the right place. He did have that man in the back of the end zone, as you mentioned. The big tight end, Jonte Broski.
I believe that Zidimel?
Sorry, Martin Zidimel.
Zidimel.
He's on the other side.
He was wide open. I don't know if we had the replay, but it was a play call off of the action from the last play, and they drug him across the field, and he's sitting in the back of the end zone all by himself. But UCB unable to locate him until it was too late, and then he couldn't get enough on the throw to get it there back to him. But it was there. It definitely was there.
Another timeout. Canyon again trying to strategize. Don't want to cough up another opportunity. 2:47 to go in the first half. You've already seen 4 different quarterbacks on the field. Only one play for the backup for Ventura, but nonetheless.
I think this is a time when Coach Lucinda and company are trying to come up with the best play in the crunch down part of the field where the 6-yard line puts them. Because at this point, you only have so much space to get the space that you need. I like the misdirection play fake stuff they've been doing in the passing game. I think that could be, because they just really haven't had a ton of success lately running between the tackles. And the speed on the field for the Pirates is keeping the outside running in check. I think their best chance to score is off of the play action game.
Maybe you uncork deep in the playbook here, reverse to Marquise Brown. Take advantage of that speed. It's on the bottom of your screen, lined up a receiver. We've seen him in motion the last couple of plays.
Williams back in there? Yeah.
CJ Williams is back in at quarterback, and he looks to run, but off the line for Ventura, number 31, comes over the back shoulder and brings down Williams.
Well, I said they had to get a touchdown, and that's not necessarily true. I think if they can get 3 points on the board, you can consider that a win. You break this goose egg up. You take that as a small victory.
Kicker on for COC. Darian McIntyre with the stop. He's Ventura's leading tackler. And
good
there's
kick.
The first points of the game. 20-3 Ventura now with 2:04 to go in the first half.
So yeah, COC disappointed not to put up 6, but they will take the 3 and put it towards working their way back into this ball game.
I do think that would be one of the keys if they can find more creative ways to use Marquise Brown. And 2:04 is enough time definitely for Ventura to strike again. So now the challenge for COC would be to just contain the visitors and go into halftime with at least a glimmer of hope.
I think COC, you take some real confidence out there on defense with you. It's 2:04 left in the half, and you got to think that Luton and company are going to be throwing it. But if you're the COC defense, you got to say to yourself, we've picked him off twice. If they want to try to drive the ball down the field in the 2-minute drill, let's get him again. Let's pick him off again. They got length on the outside. They've got some ball players that can make plays on the ball. You just go out there, play football, and see if you can't get another one.
And they kick it away from Crummy.
Hit the spin button there, huh?
I believe it was Segrist on the return. So 1:56 to operate for Luton and company. He's got the 2 TDs and the 2 INTs.
I think three TDs now,
3
right?
TDs, I'm sorry. Luton firing to the sideline.
I think he stayed in bounds there, so that clock's going to keep running.
Jante Broski, the receiver, the big tight end.
He's been a weapon tonight.
Luton has thrown his touchdowns to 3 different receivers. On his feet there, stopping the clock, getting out of bounds. .125 left. First down and 10 at the 36. We know he's got that big strike ability on that long pass to Cam Taylor earlier, and now they've got 5 receivers on the field, including Steve, the highlighter, Houston.
Uh-oh, there you go again.
Another fumble, but Ventura lucky to hang on to that one.
So Luton, as effective as he is working through the air, you got to remember he is still a sophomore, young guy, and ball security.
And places a nice pass, but it looks like that foot was out of bounds to me, and the referee gives the signal.
Just barely. Another good throw from Luton, but again, ball security proving itself to be an issue for the young QB. And that's, I think, where you got to hang your hat for yourself if you're the COC defense, saying like, hey, he can spin it, but he'll also turn it over.
So big penalty there could prove costly as Ventura marches 15 yards ahead.
And they got to him late, put a hit on him after the ball had come out.
54 seconds on the clock, just past midfield. I'm sure they're just waiting to unleash the arm if they have an opening to beat this secondary down the field. They've shown the ability to do so. Just needs a little protection back there. Luton. And another pick. Number 24 for COC comes out with it. There are flags down. But Blake Austin, the safety,
We'll see what the flag is, but
telegraphing the area he's throwing the ball to, and getting a beat on it is Austin.
Great job breaking on the ball. And yeah. So I think you saw that big block at the end there. I think that's going to be the penalty. They said he went high at him. Very much an emphasis in football now. They're trying to avoid helmet-to-helmet hits. That wasn't a helmet-to-helmet hit, but it did look like the shoulder caught him in the face mask. I think when I was playing, you know, that's just part of the game, but now I think they're trying to get it out, any sort of shoulder to the head.
Personal foul, number 44 on the return team, 15-yard penalty.
COC crowd does not like that call.
Yeah, I mean, it's a play that in a different era, you're saying, wow, that's a great block, great hit. Now they're just trying to get that sort of high type contact out of the game.
So sure, Luton's thrown those 3 first half touchdowns, but if they can get out of this first half with those 3 picks and only giving up 3 points,
yeah,
that is dodging several bullets.
Yeah, and that 15-yard penalty is huge because instead of getting the ball around past midfield in Pirate territory, they've got it all the way back in the 35, 36, with 46 seconds, not a lot of time to get down the field.
CJ Williams remains at quarterback. He finished the last drive after UCB took over for him. Williams looking down the sideline. That one's picked right back by Ventura. 24 on the other side now. Alvin Pacheco, a freshman from Allentown, Pennsylvania, comes up with the pick.
Williams had him. He had him open. Unfortunately, he didn't get enough on the ball. He didn't get enough arc on the ball to drop it over that safety. He was kind of in like a cover 2 type zone. You watch him there. He's just sort of dropping in the zone. And if that ball is just thrown a little higher with a little more on it, he had this man kind of sneaking in behind him, but in the end, good play on the ball by the DB.
So we've seen the Ventura defense bail out their quarterback a couple times now because they had that fumble recovery earlier towards the sideline or the goal line, and now with the INT on the sideline here to thwart any sort of last-minute drive of the first half by COC. Luton with another chance. Steps up in the pocket, flag down, running to his right, has some room, stays on his feet, eventually brought down inside the 40-yard line if it stands.
Yeah, it's going to come back. I believe the left tackle drove his guy to the ground, got a little jersey as he was doing so.
.30 seconds on the clock.
There are 2 penalties on the play. Holding on the defense. That one is declined. Wait long. Holding number 54 on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay. First down.
Double holding call, but doesn't offset.
The way you explained that didn't make much sense at all. But in the end, it's a holding on that left tackle there.
Pushes them all the way back to the 39 in their own territory.
I think they need the highlighter in there, man. 30 seconds left.
I don't see the shoes. Luton, quick strike. Getting out of bounds after a gain of 6. Number 4, Cam Taylor.
Ventura showing some belief in their quarterback, not afraid to keep it in his arm.
Another one of those quick passes in the backfield. And make their way to midfield, running out of time, 17 seconds, 16. And timeout Ventura, seeing if they can assemble a game plan that works in 16 seconds to put some more points on the board in the first half.
Well, they got the ball in the 50, so you got to think Luton can push it into the end zone from there. You've got probably 2 plays left. I think maybe you get something downfield towards the sideline, you get your receiver to step out, give you a little bit better field position, and then you let Luton just try to throw it into the end zone. Let one of your playmakers go up and try to get it.
We saw Cam Taylor beat his man deep down the field earlier. Kendrick Mallory also has the speed to do so.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think on the COC side, they're probably going to have at least 2 safeties back, probably even 3 in sort of a prevent type look, playing deep thirds across the field. But yeah, I think the Pirates try to get something quick here on this play.
3rd down and 10, 16 seconds to go, as we mentioned, from the 49. Luton rolls right, throws it out of bounds, nothing doing. 10 now on the clock.
Yeah, he was looking to hit that out route that they've gone to a few times tonight. It wasn't there, so he scrambled, and an internal clock went off, and he just got rid of it.
I think before that play, they talked about how it was going to be a 2-down scheme. There was no plan to punt because the explosiveness has not been shown on either side by COC. So 49 yards out. They'll take another shot on 4th down and 10 with such little time left in the first half, and that big arm quarterback back there.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty easy play call, right? This is Jake, quarterback, Luton, run around, let you guys get down the field, throw it up.
A little surprised that COC's not playing as deep as he fires one. There's some contact. Nothing called. Still 2 seconds on the clock, but that was 4th down, so COC survives that scare.
It looked like it was Reeves, a linebacker in coverage, and I thought he did a nice job of looking back towards the ball. Might have been McKinney. No, I think it was Reeves, number 30.
The intended receiver was Kendrick Mallory.
But a chance for COC here. That's kind of cool. Pirates get a shot going 50 yards down the field.
Or will we see the kneel down?
Yeah, you might.
Big 93 shown on your screen for Ventura.
And it looks like that's what they're going to do. But it would have been cool to see 2 Hail Marys on back-to-back plays to the opposite sides of the field.
Instead, we get the kneel down, and that ends our first half. The visitors from Ventura College opening up a 20-3 lead on the Cougars on their home field at the College of the Canyons. You're watching LivePlaySports.tv. We're going to take a break for halftime. Come back with a little bit of a summary and a look towards the second half shortly. Thank you for watching.
He had a lot of social issues, a lot of sensory issues. It was really hard. I was desperate. I knew I had to give Brain Balance a try.
It's a program that gets to the core of what is affecting the kid.
The changes we saw in Luke after Brain Balance were amazing. Practicing at home, it gave us a direction for Luke to take.
Now he's able to express himself.
I would recommend Brain Balance to anyone.
Thanks, Phil. What's up, brother? Yeah, let's go quick. Yep. How's the world treating you? Good. What's new? Did Nebraska win today? Yeah, it did. How was Nebraska has? Doing okay.
24-15.
No, not today, not today. I went on my Bahamas. Relax, relax. Is it cold up there? Yeah. It's cold at the beginning. It's nice.
Thank you, Alex, for your trade.
Beautiful. Pencil.
I didn't know I was doing this until literally an hour ago.
Oh, really? Different inning. Down there and I'm good.
Was that 98? Holy moly.
Like last night, he was like, "Yeah, do you want to work tomorrow?" We're like, "Yeah, sure, COC." Like I literally live like less than a mile away, and I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So, but then I'm texting him. It's like 4 o'clock, right? And getting at 6. I'm like, "Well, text me if you need me." So I don't hear from him. I'm like, "Hey, so are we good? Are you still shooting the camera?" He's like, "Yes, but I might have overbooked." So I'm like, "All right, just cut me if you need to. You're not gonna hurt my feelings." So I'm like, "All right, well, cut me if you need me, like whatever." And he's like, "Well, can you just come? Because I'm not sure." So I don't, like, I'm doing other stuff. And he's like, "Okay, I need you."
It looks like huge.
How have those games been?
They don't use defensive.
Oaks doesn't.
I mean, like back to back. What was it? Yep. They lost one week 63-62, and they won next week 70-62. They had a goal line stand in the opening drive. Was that one game? And then after that, the team scored 10 straight touchdowns. But that quarterback from Marietta, sophomore, they're 7 touchdowns. But he's like been doing that to a lot of people.
He's good. From Marietta.
There's a few teams with Marietta. It's like Marietta Valley, Marietta Vista, something like that.
We had a game that went
It's not even football, man. Scoring every time you go down the field.
But the Oaks quarterback is the USC guy. Receivers definitely going to be. Receivers brother to USC, his dad in the NFL. Good.
Second half.
Yeah.
So we're going, nice.
Like they can't stop it. They play good. They play crappy teams. They destroy them.
How do you think those good teams at that level of high school go against this community college? I think it'd be kind of a good game.
I mean, a lot of the teams I think will win.
I think they beat this community college.
Because they're loaded. They have more D1 players in there. They look like Calvin. They look 8 guys on the Browns.
It's the weird. Did we talk about this? How it's weird when Calabasas has like all these. Okay, yeah.
Ramos working for us now. He was our assistant at DC for 17 years.
Wow, Calabasas suddenly got really good. Like over.
I haven't met anyone.
They got the coach.
We got a new crew.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Casey Clausen for Tennessee quarterback.
I think they're playing today. They had something going on.
Yeah, they had a game. Go to school and left. Not Oaks to go there.
He went to. He was a student at Oaks.
Yeah, but coach-wise.
Yeah, Redbird. Yeah.
And all these guys transferred. They have Keyshawn Johnson stuff. Yeah, but their best guy is Holmes. He's his dad is Kevin Thompson's backup on the Bills.
He did? He came back?
And their quarterback is Nebraska.
Yeah.
Who's faster, AJ Gonzalez or who's faster, AJ Gonzalez or
Are you Dodger fan?
No.
I'm not a huge Major League Baseball fan, but I kind of
Went quick this week. We got a lot
I
of
do.
people.
I mean, this is the most like realistic I've been. Obviously, I told everybody, cut your picks.
they made it. Dude, Giants, man, they always seem to make it like interesting.
Yeah, and that bullpen. You saw it coming all year.
Playoff baseball with the Giants, you just have this weird feeling that they're just going to be.
College of the Canyons creates possibilities.
It's a gateway to opportunities.
A place where students learn they can believe in themselves.
Behind every possibility at College of the Canyons are the people.
Together we focus on achieving success, one student at a time.
That focus is a reflection of what we value.
It defines who we are.
We are. We are.
We are College of the Canyons.
I was saying, when we go to the bullpen, I don't want to go to any of those games. I want to tie a block. I think it's fair. 4 scoreless innings in the playoffs. Second last play of the season, shut out the Dodgers for 8 innings. To me, he was the most composed and reliable player. Even though he was broke. To me, just something about him. Like, you got to pitch that one last inning over any of those guys. Just throw him out there. Or an inning. He didn't go to the
I don't love the whole pitcher for a batter.
Yeah, matchup.
For a number of reasons. I mean, as a fan, it makes sense. managers don't give enough credit to just like how hard that is to just come in and like, especially in a playoff game like that. Like, all right, you got one batter, do it. There's oh yeah, there's a guy on first you have to be aware of.
But it's I will say in the past he's been a master at all. Like, Bobby Bookman will get out every left-hander and pull him out. But now he's just not. He's not even good at the regular season games, so you can't trust him. He's past his prime. And yeah, it's really about Polanco. I mean, Polanco was put together solid innings. He got a jam a few nights ago. He got out of it. He got a double play ball back to himself. It's an inning. He's going to probably be in the rotation next year.
It's tough to trust a rookie. Yeah, I think in that situation, like, if you don't have a closer, you just gotta find whoever you think and say, all right, go give me an inning, throw your best stuff, just all out.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, remember to brain balance. I don't know anything about it.
He wants us to mention?
Yeah.
You tell me.
And Subaru.
Say like Subaru.
Just this game brought to
We are.
We are.
We are.
We are.
We are.
We are.
We are. We are.
We are College of the Canyons.
Yeah, we had 30 blown saves. Regular season.
It's always like a problem all year. Like it wasn't anything new.
We didn't even throw C out there. It was the little just get demoted. Apparently he was crying. Clubhouse after the meeting. He's actually got a .92 career postseason. But, and then Romo became the closer again in the last week of the season. And he went out there and gave a blow.
I'm sure they'll spend some money in the offseason.
They had their little conference yesterday.
My son was very much unable to focus. I mean, vocal tics, motor tics, spatial awareness was a little different than everybody else. When you start a journey like this, you don't really know where to turn. You're looking for answers, you're looking for help. So I called Brain Balance. They came back and they had answers. He's done something that, you know, everybody said he couldn't do. It's been an amazing transformation.
College of the Canyons creates possibilities.
It's a gateway to opportunities.
A place where students learn they can believe in themselves.
Behind every possibility at College of the Canyons are the people.
Together we focus on achieving success, one student at a time.
That focus is a reflection of what we value.
It defines who we are.
We are. We are.
We are College of the Canyons.
I'm Patrick O'Sullivan, joined by Jacob Buettner. 20-3 is the score for the visitors from Ventura College on top of the College of the Canyons Cougars. Story in that first half, Jake Luton firing 3 touchdown passes, also fired 3 interceptions, but the damage was largely avoided as they hold on to this 17-point lead going into the third quarter.
Yeah, I think the story of that first half was Ventura's ability to move the ball through the air and the COC's inability to capitalize on some interceptions that they were able to force. A lot of drives ending inside the 20 for COC, and that's the reason why that score is 20-3.
First half numbers on Luton, 22 of 32 in the air. We mentioned those 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, 206 yards, but they have not been one-dimensional. Noah Segrist on the ground, 6 carries for 47 yards, almost 50 yards from Segrist. That will keep the defense on their toes, and they can't really key on just Luton. But as we mentioned, they've been able to pick them off 3 times. They can capitalize on that. It's a whole different ball game. Underway for the third quarter. And speaking of, another fumble on the ground. College of the Canyons coughs it up. We'll see who comes out of the pile.
They are signaling Ventura. I think the returner's arm just got ripped. His arm got ripped and he just coughed it up. It's not uncommon. We watch the replay. Guys are running full speed and you get a hand on that arm, you can kind of jar it loose. We watch it here.
Number 15 for COC on the return.
Yeah, really, I mean, that's, pretty inexcusable from a COC standpoint. You can't have that on returns. That gets you killed. And Ventura's in business, balling the Cougar 25.
R.B. Marlowe, he had a couple of nice plays in the first half, but very costly there if Ventura can put more points on the board. Jake Luton back at the helm. This time they go to Segrist on the ground.
I think balance is important for Ventura. They want to be able to run the ball in order to have, when Luton drops back, to be comfortable and to feel like he's got the defense on his toes because the threat of the run is still there.
Segrist appears to be filling in for Isaiah Brown tonight, admirably as well, as they go right back to him. And
good shoestring tackle.
24 for COC, Blake Austin. He had that interception in the first half.
Yeah, he's a playmaker out there. He's kind of a ball hawk. He's got a nose for the football, and he right there just did a nice job of tracking the runner down and doing enough to get him to the turf. And forces the third and intermediate.
Luton rolls right, fires, a little short, coming back to the ball, making the grab is number 2 for Ventura, Elijah Alexander.
Depending on their kicking situation, I would assume that they're going to go for it. 4th and short, and the offense will stay out there.
4th and 4, they call it. Luton finds his man out there in the flat. And a great little cutback by number 2 all the way into the end zone. Elijah Alexander doing damage to start the third quarter. And Ventura builds on that lead, 26-3.
That's some special moves from Mr. Alexander there on the end of that one. Showing some jitterbug side steps.
5'9", 181, nimble feet.
Yeah, easy throw. And then over pursuit allows him to cut back. Picked up some nice blocks downfield. Number 4, I believe, caught the big touchdown early in the first half, doing the dirty work there.
Cam Taylor. That's always an underrated attribute as the extra point goes through, or the wide receiver position. I remember I got in a little bit of an argument a couple weeks ago whether or not Hines Ward should be an NFL Hall of Famer. First of all, he does have strong receiving numbers, but one of the best blocking receivers in NFL history.
Yeah, he was nasty in the run game. He would straight up murder people.
And he scored that touchdown in the Dark Knight. Do you remember that?
He did, and it was impressive because, one, he was never usually a return guy, and also dealing with an earthquake.
The ground, he beat the ground.
Literally.
He beat Earth.
Literally beat a natural disaster caused by Tom Hardy's pain.
They should really mention that in the Hall of Fame speech.
It's definitely a good bullet point, you know, on the resume. Defeated an earthquake en route to a 100-yard kickoff return.
So 27-3 is the count. So as, barring another fumble here, COC offense down 24. To me, you've got to find creative ways to use your star player, Marquise Brown. I don't think they've done that enough. 2 catches for 6 yards in the first half.
Yeah, they'll look to get him more involved. I think they've got to figure out what they're doing at quarterback. You've seen mostly the return goes out to the 35. Fikes coming down. You've got to figure out what you're doing with Williams. He's been in there the most. I think UCB gave him kind of a nice alternative, but I don't know. They really haven't shown much explosiveness on offense. That's something they've probably worked on a lot during the half.
See the Subaru replay. Tylen McBride covering a lot of ground, but really the lateral movement.
You know, it's a solid return. He was effective. We didn't see him much in the first quarter. I don't know what the deal was there. You mentioned he was.
15-yard penalty from the spot of foul. First down, Canyon.
So that's what you call a chop block on the return. That's illegal. That's going to back him up a pretty good bit out to the 20. But you mentioned he was their leading rusher coming into the game. He didn't play really at all in the first quarter. And when he did come in, he showed some nice burst. You got to think he's going to be a part of their offensive plans here in the second half.
Talking about Marquise Brown, we haven't touched on it enough. The speedster already has 14 Division I offers. C.J. Williams is in at quarterback. He hands off. Flag flies.
And the goal, of course, for a lot of these guys is to get that D1 offer. And so for Brown to have already picked up 14 of them speaks to his talent.
Personal foul, face mask, on defense, number 50. 15-yard penalty for the front, end of the run, first down.
Yeah.
Number 20, Kyle Smith, his first carry of the game.
Looked on the tail end of that. A hand got up in there high in his face mask. Didn't look intentional, but it's going to be 15 nonetheless.
.39-yard line, 12:30 to go. First down and 10. Williams to his left. Williams throws. Williams completes the pass to his man on the far sideline.
I think that's going to be what's going to be most effective for him going forward is misdirection off the play fake, rolling Williams out, getting him on the move, that threat to run out there, and he shows some nice ability of throwing while on the run. I think that's when they're at their most effective as an offense.
I think it was Wes Fitzpatrick with the reception. From the 47 now.
2020.
to Kyle Smith again. Not a lot to work with.
Again, trying to get to the outside. They just haven't had a lot of success tonight doing that against this Pirate front.
Gain of 1 on the play. Williams. So they do find a way to get it to Marquise Brown as he takes the handoff for the first down. I really think that's the key. The number of creative ways they can get the ball in Brown's hand. It might be a little too late, though. I wanted to see that earlier in the game. They leaned more on Lambert the third in the first and second quarter. But Brown is your playmaker. Being courted by schools like Cal, Nebraska, Oregon, TCU. "44-yard line in Ventura territory. Williams a little bit of a low snap, fires right away, and completes. First kind of rhythm we've seen Williams get into tonight. LeBron's Allen completing a couple passes here. Even the execution of his handoff seems to be in sync with his offense. Down 24 in the third quarter.
If they're going to give you that kind of cushion on the outside, you might as well take it. That's a free chunk yardage gain. Playing at least 5-6 yards off of them.
Different formation we've seen tonight. They've got 3 staggered receivers, and they try to go Brown underneath, but can't hang on. That will be an incomplete pass. Don't be fooled by the Ventura defender running down the field.
You can tell that's a play that Ventura has seen on film. When they go to that diamond formation look, they're geared to stop that little screen pass to Brown. You got to think that COC has something out of that to where you maybe fake that play and then take a shot deep. I think that could be something we see here shortly. They do stay in that diamond look.
3rd down and 1 at the 36. They have that same staggered receiver formation. Nothing up top, just Williams and his running back. And he sends him over to his right shoulder now, Kyle Smith. The option, the pitch of Smith. Smith has a little bit of room, and that's all he needs for the first down.
The speed option, something you don't see too much of anymore, but it can be effective.
Williams only 6 of 10 in the first half for 25 yards. Very modest numbers. The whole team with modest numbers, really. And that time he's under pressure, but he gets out of there somehow. A little bit of a magic act and takes it to the 26-yard line. The escapism of Houdini by Williams.
Yeah, that was good awareness. You could tell he felt that pressure coming, and he made a nice little shimmy just at the last moment to not give him a clean hit, and it was enough to where he could shake out of it.
Got 7 yards out of a near sack. 2nd down and 3. Fake to Smith. Williams takes it himself right up the middle.
So once again, COC's been an effective 20-20 offense. They've been pretty good at moving between the 20-yard line to the 20-yard line. It's their inability to score within the red zone that's contributed to this 24-point deficit they're in. They've got to get that changed on this drive.
This time the speedster Brown on the top of your screen. trying to fight for those 2 yards. And it appears, as we see in our Galpin, nice shot of our scoreboard there, of our of our replay board we have. Here's our Galpin Subaru replay. CJ Williams. Kyle Smith, the ball carrier. He does slip the tackle at number 50, and that might have been the difference.
It's going to be close. And he's short.
He just looked like he's been juicing since like 6th grade. Yeah, that's hilarious. So we just call him juice.
Sets up a 4th and inches for COC. I don't think there's any second thought here to go for it.
Yeah, definitely going to go for it. Question is, what play do you draw up here? I think you're in the territory to where you feel comfortable sneaking it, but it's not a gimme necessarily.
Don't want to break the rhythm of Williams, but the longer frame of your seating might be better suited to kind of lean forward for those inches. See if Williams keeps it himself, sneaks in there, or they go to Kyle Smith with the fresh legs out of the backfield. Or does the fullback have to call it? Williams charging forward behind his offensive line.
It's a good push by that COC front. They just really kind of manhandled them.
We haven't mentioned them tonight. That offensive line anchored by offensive tackle Tyler Borkland, also drawing a lot of Division I interest from Kansas and Nevada, Old Dominion, amongst other schools.
There's some good size along that front.
Borkland listed at 6'5", 290.
This Pirate defensive line, though, has been very disruptive. They've been able to get penetration and kind of blow up the inside running game to this point.
Here we go, inside the 20 again. Can they finish the job? Man in motion, it's Marquise Brown. Oh. Not on the same page there. Brown was trying to get to a spot, and it looks like somebody else, namely the center, thought maybe it was a designed play to hike it straight to Brown.
You watch it again. Yeah, just bad timing there.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to hike it to the quarterback. Brown just happened to be passing through the intersection at the wrong time. 6:40 left. Williams on his feet, has some room on the left side with a couple of nice moves.
Oh, wow.
Still on his feet. Finally brought down by the Ventura defense.
He took some hits on that run, but very effective once he got into the second level. A really good fake there. You see he draws all the attention of the defense on the fake. Nice sidestep there, and not afraid of the contact. Staying on his feet.
So the deception of that angle looks like he was racing towards the soccer goal. Third down and 2 from the 11-yard line. Williams fires and can't hang on. Number 17, LeBron Allen.
I tell you what, Patrick, he was thinking about the move he was going to put on that DV right after he caught the ball. He was thinking touchdown. He just had one man to beat once he corralled it. Problem is he didn't catch it first.
Boy, it hit his body about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, he was thinking about turning around and putting a move on. He did not secure it first.
And now they find themselves in a 4th down situation. 5:43 to go, 4th and 2, and they want to talk this one over.
It's a good timeout by COC. You want to make sure you're in the right play. This is a huge play in the game. You got to think if you can't come away with points here midway through the third quarter, you don't really have much of a shot to win it.
My son was very much unable to focus. I mean, vocal tics, motor tics, spatial awareness was a little different than everybody else. When you start a journey like this, you don't really know where to turn. You're looking for answers, you're looking for help. So I called Brain Balance. They came back and they had answers. He's done something that, you know, everybody said he couldn't do. It's been an amazing transformation.
Was in the front of the end zone. That pass was in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, some miscommunication between Fitzpatrick and Williams, not on the same page, and it's going to cost them. We watch it again, and pretty admirable from the COC staff. They're going for it all on 4th and short, not wasting any time. But in the end, he did have the guy open. You see him there. Williams was just expecting him to run a different route. And so the red zone woes of College of the Canyons continue.
Jake Luton still in the game. Segrist grinding it out on the ground. Or rather, number 22, the ball carrier for Ventura, Isaiah Brown.
They threw it. Yeah, because they did a block on the side.
Staying on the ground to Brown. To get the first down.
I think the Pirates in pretty clear grinded out mode at this point. They're just going to try to keep the clock moving. But wouldn't be surprised to see him still take some shots through the air.
4 TD passes tonight for Luton. So they bring down his receiver there.
Austin's been a bright spot. Blake Austin, the safety for this COC defense. He's been all over the place. You watch the replay here. Wide receiver screen out of the slot. Or that might be the tight end actually trying to get a block by the guy out wide, but Austin read it all the way, made an aggressive play on the ball, and nice job.
That was Logan Jabernick, the receiver. He had a touchdown earlier. He stands 6'7". To the ground they go. Isaiah Brown. You're watching LivePlaySports.tv. Coverage brought to you by Brain Balance Achievement Centers. From the College of the Canyons, Saturday Night Football. 3:33 to go. Luton rolling right. Gets out of that pocket somehow, but then he is met by number 30 with a sack. Alonzo Reeves.
Yeah, you watch Zoe Reeves here, middle of your screen. We cut ahead in the action. There he is, chasing down his man and putting the wood on him. That's a great form tackle, and that's one that Mr. Luton's going to wake up feeling tomorrow.
So the punting team is on for Ventura. Kicked out of bounds and tumble on the sideline.
We'll see where they mark it.
Player over an ununiformed player, at least. Seemed to be in good spirits about that collision. See if we see that shot on the replay, what happens on the sideline here.
Nice little catch.
Man down.
It's not a good punt. It gives COC pretty excellent field position.
C.J. Williams will try it again. These red zone woes that have haunted them all night. That's why you only see 3 points on the board for COC, despite a couple of turnovers. Williams, that they've picked off Luton 3 times tonight. But if you can't get points off turnovers, it really diminishes their value. Second and 7, gain of 3 by Williams. .37-yard line. Marquise Brown at the bottom of your screen. Keep an eye on him. He looks his way. He fires to him. Brown leans forward and looks like he did pull off the completion. Getting his hand underneath the ball. Tucks it in. Referee says right here at the 28.
Yep, good throw, on time, on target, and a good job by Brown going low to get it, getting those hands underneath it. He knew he was going to Brown all the way.
Williams in pursuit, and he fires one into the end zone. It looked like that could have been anyone's, and luckily it was no one's for the sake of College of the Canyon, because 3 white jerseys might have gotten a hand on it.
Yeah, ill-advised. Pressure was coming. I believe it was 56 Zavala.
He's been in there all night.
Yeah, he's been wreaking havoc on a pretty regular basis. He came along that right edge and forced Williams to scramble and really made a poor decision, just kind of throwing it up for grabs.
Zavala from St. Bonaventure in Oxnard, California, which is right there in Ventura County. The fake by Williams to Brown. There's a little bit of trickery. That's the creative way I wanted to see Brown get involved. He takes it to the 10. So, boy, I just wonder if they went through plays like that earlier, if they would have themselves in a different situation, because he is their playmaker. He came in with 6 touchdowns tonight.
Now, I really like that play, Patrick. We watch it again. It's really nicely executed by Williams. He fakes one way, whips it around, and gets it to Brown in an area where he can catch it and get going immediately. That's kind of an underappreciated aspect of the screen game. You want to put the ball in a place where the guy can continue his momentum forward, and Brown certainly did that there.
That's how you see the local Los Angeles Rams try to keep Tavon Austin involved, and there is the conventional strike, as Ventura says no, but the referees say...
Oh, yes.
Incomplete.
Oh, no. It's tie game for sure. Yes.
Well, you can't see it too well from that angle. It looked initially like a catch from the booth, and then on from this angle here. So we get the little live play replay. He definitely had it there. The question is, did he have control of it when he went to the ground? And it's going to be impossible to see it from there.
Well, no instant replay.
Maybe if we go to the booth view of it again.
2nd and 10, they'll take another shot at it. Williams rolling to his left, looking for separation in the back of the end zone, and he had his man if he just took a little bit off that one.
And when you talk about red zone execution, it's one thing if the defense is really just buckling you down there, but that's the third time I've seen today that they've missed guys who are just wide open in the end zone.
Wes Fitzpatrick, who they missed in the end zone at the end of the last drive, that time he really.
But you saw the replay from the press box angle again. It looked like the back line judge was saying that he saw it as a catch. So it's interesting that he got overruled by the guy who didn't have as good of an angle
Williams
on
takes
it.
another shot to Brown. This time they get it right. Touchdown, Marquise Brown from C.J. Williams, and the first touchdown of the evening for the College of the Canyons. The Cougars make it a 27-9 game with 46 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Well, they go right back to the same play, Patrick. Just a quick slant. He got the separation he needed, Brown, and you got to imagine if he was about 3 inches taller, he'd be a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. He's got some real quality D1 kind of foot speed and quickness.
Trying to get into double digits. College of the Canyons, Brown with his 7th touchdown catch of the year, his 8th touchdown overall if you include kick returns, and through the uprights for the 27-10 deficit. College of the Canyons keeping Ventura. Perhaps interested in this game with a 17-point deficit. It's doable.
Yeah. Williams there knew exactly where he was going with the football all the way, and he trusted in Brown to get the separation he needed. And the playmaker did just that and makes this a little bit more interesting, 27-10, heading towards the end of the third quarter. He certainly still believes, right?
The man with a white cone and the white hat.
It's a sharp white fedora there. The COC faithful.
That was basically the same play we saw on first down that they ruled an incompletion. Why not go right back to the well as the quick step by Brown beats the defender.
That's why the Cubs are good.
So maybe COC, as we close out the third, can make a game of this in the fourth. You're watching Live Play Sports.tv, brought to you by Brain Balance Achievement Centers. There's the kickoff. 23. The return man for Ventura goes all the way to the other side of the field, nearly to midfield. So you got to finish that play. They had him contained on this side, and then he just changed directions, took the gamble, and it paid off, setting his team up for great field position.
Nice return. He just kind of read the grain of the coverage and did a nice job cutting back, and they didn't contain him. That ends the...
The ball plays 5 yards from the end of the run, first down.
So they lose 5 yards on it because of the penalty.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Little kick out there at the end of it.
Well, I guess it gets spot the ball. It's going to give you first offense, though, right? Normal? No, it's like the Canyon.
Luton and the troops back on the field with 35 seconds to go in the third quarter. Right
Busted
up
it.
the middle, the big run. Isaiah Brown. So it was Segrist in the first half. Brown has gotten the heavier load in the second. The team's second leading rusher coming in. Showing you why right there, just a burst.
When we get late in the second half like this, this is when the winning team can start to enforce its will. There was a flag on the play as the referees huddle, but running back didn't get touched until he was about 20 yards downfield. That's just great blocking.
Spoiler alert, in case you're tuning in here and taping the
After the play, dead ball, personal foul, number 54 on the offense.
Spoiler alert was not on the penalty. In case you're taping the National League Championship Series, it's the middle of the 8th inning in Chicago. Dodgers 3, Cubs 3.
There's been some, I don't know, extracurricular stuff going on off and on throughout this game. It's been a little chippy at times. I wouldn't say it's been overly so, but there has been an element of that.
Back to that man again.
And they're really getting a push up front now, Patrick. They're really starting to kind of dominate the line of scrimmage and give their backs room to operate. COC's getting tired. They've been on the field for a while now.
Canyon, their second timeout of the half.
Canyon takes a timeout with 2 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I think that's a stamina timeout, a little rest timeout more than anything tactical. Give your guys a breather, get a chance to get some water and that sort of thing. And good time to mention how all this is made possible by sponsors like Galpin Subaru. Dan Sterkel and his team over there, they've been friends of Live Play for a while, and they run a great organization over there. Great deals on Subaru and other automobiles. Dan Sterkel and his team, warm, friendly service, and just good guys to hang out with, even if you're not looking at buying a car.
.32-yard line. 2nd and 1. One last shot in the 3rd quarter, but flags fly.
We'll start. Offense, number 85. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
For my own taste, in the 2nd half, I don't think we've seen enough of Steve the Highlighter Houston.
Certainly adds some color to the proceedings. They do have that man down at the bottom of your screen who's been a weapon all night.
On the ground, and another big run, his 3rd in a row. Isaiah Brown really doing the damage, grinding out the clock for Ventura as the 3rd quarter ends. COC does get their first touchdown of the night, but Ventura with another touchdown throw. So we head to the 4th, 27-10, the visiting team on top. So we go to the 4th. Does COC have a fighting chance in the 4th?
Well, you know, down 17, you can't rule them out. The problem is, at this point, they're starting to get gashed on the ground. And when that's happening, when you can't get off the field on defense and you can't stop the run, I think that really puts a damper in any comeback hopes you have. Now, if they can get it together along the front like they've been doing for most of the game, which is stop the run and force Ventura to beat him through the air, and I think you do have a chance because the clock slows down, and you've already seen them be able to get some turnovers on interceptions tonight. So if they can make it back at this kind of a passing sort of situation kind of game, I think they do have a chance. But if they can't stop the run, no, it's over.
Just takes 1 pick six to make this a 10-point game. And they've already intercepted Luton 3 times tonight. But he's thrown those 4 touchdowns. That time they wrap up Brown after a gain of 3 or 4. Just being handed the stat sheet after the 3rd quarter. Yeah, Brown 6 carries, 70 yards coming into the 4th, 11.7 yards a carry. That's the thing they need to contain to turn this back into a passing contest. Give themselves a shot. Clock stopping.
Ventura has been very committed to the run in the second half.
And there he is again. No, they faked me out. Luton fires the back of the end zone. Flag flies.
Tell you what, we mentioned how a lot of these players are looking to get D1 offers. I think these referees might be looking for the same. They're throwing quite a few flags out there tonight.
See our Galpin Subaru replay.
It's a holding call. Let's see if we can see it.
C54 just to the left of Luton, now to the right. Can't really see the arms there. Looks like at the end of the play gets a jersey.
You see it there at the end. You know, I don't think it really affected the play that much. But you did see as they sort of disconnected, it did keep the hand in there in the jersey. And when the referee does see that jersey come loose, they are trying to just throw that flag, and that's what he did.
3rd down and 13. CLC. And they go back to Brown on the ground. And he's just ripping off these runs in the second half.
Yeah, it's been all Brown, the ground and pound. They are really trying to take the air out of this one.
3rd and 1. Gain of 12 by Brown. Luton. Some contact. No flag. He tried to lead his receiver into the end zone.
It's an interesting play call. You've had a lot of success on the ground, but you do believe in Luton's arm. You know, he at halftime he had 204 yards passing. Through the 3rd quarter, he only added 20 to that total. It was mostly a run-oriented attack from them, but you know, they still want to give him opportunities to put the ball in the air.
4 TD passes to 4 different receivers, so keeping COC guessing on defense. They can't really key on just one of these playmakers for Ventura, and Luton has the arm to get it to all of them. And that was a ball, I wouldn't say an ideal throw, but he placed it in a way that probably prevented the defender from swatting it away. Low, caught by the receiver, number 4, Cam Taylor.
Good play call.
Quick snap into the end zone for the touchdown.
That gives Luton 5 total touchdowns on the day, and that was a nice job by the Ventura coaching staff. They got in there close, and then they made the quick decision of, hey, we're inside of a yard. Let's just get a quick sneak before COC can get really set. And that's what they did. Easy touchdown for Luton. And you add a rushing score to the 4 through the air.
And Luton last year in limited playing time at the University of Idaho only threw 1 touchdown pass, but he ran for 5 touchdowns. Extra point is good, 34-10, 13:39 to go in the 4th quarter. Now a 24-point lead. Time is the enemy of the Cougars. Speaking of College of the Canyons, talking about the caliber of play at this level, these players with D1 interest, COC is able to boast that they have 3 current former players in the NFL. Michael Rivera, tight end for the Oakland Raiders. D'Amato Paco, a defensive lineman for the Cincinnati Bengals. And Jason Pierre-Paul, defensive lineman for the New York Giants.
How about that?
Kickoff to the short man, number 14. Mishandles it, but retrieves it. Finds a crease. Takes it to about the 35, so a nifty little return for COC by number 14, Tylen McBride.
You know, COC has some nice guys with shiftiness to the way that they play. I think the problem is they've got more of those kind of guys, Brown being probably the most impressive of that type of slot, quick receiver. They don't really have too many guys, I think, that really stretch the field to give those guys more space underneath. And that's kind of what you need. You need different types of receivers, and they've got a lot of the small, quicker types.
There's somebody else getting loose in the bullpen now.
Williams somehow gets out of all that pocket pressure and now is looking to run. A little stiff arm toward the helmet. No face mask.
Williams has competed all night. He's played the majority of the snaps. He gave time to Usibi early, but it's been his show for most of the night. And he's a competitor. Doesn't go down easy, keeps fighting. Showing some nice running ability there.
71, his blocker trying to keep up with him to get to the man. 42-yard line, 2nd and 2. Williams looking deep this time, fires.
Oh,
just over the outstretched arms of his man, Marquise Brown. That's what we have not seen, whether it's a red zone short pass or there you see the deep ball, the touch not there for Williams tonight.
Yeah, you know, you like the attempt, just the attempt to make sure that Ventura is aware of that kind of play. Of course, it might be a little too late at this point, but you really want to connect up on that because he got single coverage, did Brown, and he was open. He had a couple steps on him, and just a little bit too far.
It might be a play that you go right back to see if Brown could just beat him again, and this time Williams can execute the pass. From the 42-yard line, not much to lose, down 24 with 13 minutes to go. This time he fires into no man's land.
Yeah, between two receivers there. I think he was looking at Brown on the sort of the skinny post. Kind of a deeper slant.
Punting team comes on. Now maybe playing to one of the elements has to be lessening a potential blowout. 4th and 2. 34-10. They get it off. Friendly roll inside the 10. They pin it at the 9. Austin McKinney has been very active tonight. The punting unit on the field quite a bit for COC. Luton this year replaced at quarterback for Ventura, Ty Gangi, and he was a good one for them last year. Now a backup at the University of Nevada.
University of Nevada, not UNLV?
No, Nevada, Reno. The Wolfpack.
Okay. What conference are they in? Nevada? Do you know? I've never heard of them.
I want to say Big West.
Delay of game, number 8 on the offense.
Delay of game.
Still first down.
That is a new quarterback in there for Ventura.
Try to get a number for you. Number 8. Connor Reagan. You saw him for one play in the first half. He's back in. .20 to go. Stay on the ground. Bursting out of the hole is Segrist. Mountain West. is your answer to the
Aflac trivia question.
Nevada Reno. The Brain Balance Achievement Center.
The Brain Balance Achievement Center trivia question.
More applicable, actually.
Actually, much more applicable.
Trivia, brain balance.
I forget what he even said. It was the Brain Balance trivia question. If, that might be a feature we introduce going forward. I think it's a good synergy there.
I was dating myself. Yeah, they were in the Big West 1992 to 99, Nevada Reno. Didn't they become the Mountain West? Didn't they merge?
You know, they did that whole recalibration thing a couple years ago.
Big sack on the field. Blake Austin in there again. He's been very active.
Yeah, they bring him off the edge as a blitzer often. He's an extra weapon in the pass rush as kind of a charging safety. He's there in run support, cleaning it up.
So furthering your Brain Balance Achievement Center's trivia info, the Big West stopped sponsoring college football after the 2000 season.
That recovery is going to give COC the ball. Kind of a, I think it was just a botched handoff between Reagan and his man there.
Totally related, but unrelated. My parents were married in Reno.
Really?
Really?
Did Elvis do the wedding? No, wait, that's not Reno.
They probably have. No, I'm not really. Maybe I am knocking Reno a little bit. I'm just saying compared to Vegas, they probably have maybe a little bit less talented Elvis impersonators.
Oh, okay. I think that's fair. I don't think anyone in Reno would be offended by that. Everyone knows the best Elvis impersonators in the world.
It's the AAA of
sure.
Impersonators that get drafted to Vegas.
That's no knock.
Quick strike, number 18 in a quarterback for COC, so a lot of the bench getting in on the action with his 24-point ball game, 11 minutes to go. That's Matt Moore in a quarterback. Boy, he's a big one, 6'3", 255 behind center.
He's carrying some weight, baby.
Defense, number 44, 5-yard penalty for the frequent spot, new play, first down.
What was the penalty? Offside. Number 44.
Offsides is the call on the field. Moore.
Got him.
He zips one over there in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. Nicely placed ball.
Yeah, we're having some issues, but Moore really showing some nice arm talent, pushing the ball down the field.
All 255 into that one.
Here it is. It's that wheel route concept that they like, and they did get it open. And that's the slot receiver just releasing to the sideline and then going up the sideline, and he got lost in coverage. And Moore delivering it. And you wonder if maybe the downfield passing that he gives them, maybe that's something they're kind of thinking now they should have gone to earlier.
Eric Wilson Jr. with the Eric Wilson Jr. plays for Ventura. Just wanted to mention him. The catch was made by that was R.B. Marlowe. He's had a few big plays tonight.
Yeah.
Touchdown grab. Yeah, I mean, we've seen obviously very little of Moore thus far. Saw a lot of foot movement, some nerves there, but nonetheless, he had the arm strength to back up making a play like that. And you have to wonder looking forward if this holds 34-17 losing. COC will move to 2-4 in the year. Do you make a change? He's a freshman. Perhaps develop him.
We should go to the USC.
Oh, he's a sophomore. Sorry, folks. I've got clashing rosters all over the place. If you followed us from the beginning,
That's the two of us.
it was a trying to figure out jersey numbers and rosters. I think at some point I had the 2013 Ventura roster in front of me.
Pulling out all the stops to get you the names there. Patrick was on the case.
Just trying to give these kids credit. Number 1 for Ventura, Sean Crumby.
I think there was some extra activity going away from the football there. It's going to be a personal foul on probably the COC, I think. But there's a flag down. See if we could see it. It's going to be on the left edge of your screen if it's there.
On a return, block in the back, on a return, team number 40. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, first down.
So it wasn't a personal foul, even though there was some kind of extra stuff going on towards the end. Let's see if we see it there. And there is 40 after the play. He knows he did it, though. You see there hitting his helmet in frustration.
Starting this drive at the 21. Quick completion. Not messing around. Luton back in there with a 17-point lead. 10:30 to go. And COC getting pressure. Luton fires it down the field and all alone. Number 12 at the 40-yard line to the 30. Cuts inside. Brought down at the 21-yard line. And you just can't leave a man open like that down the field all by his lonesome. Kezio Snelling, the receiver, the freshman from Tampa, Florida.
Second passer, number 99 on the defense. The ball in place, passing distance from end of the run, first down.
And the penalty on top of that.
Just Luton showing off not only the arm strength there, but just the escapability and the mobility for a guy that big. He's been impressive tonight despite the interceptions. It looked like he stayed in. He came close to stepping out there.
COC defense getting the pass rush going on that play, but then it left the secondary vulnerable. Everybody was forward, moving towards the play as they may have thought they had Luton contained. But he had that vision to see down the field and the height, see his man camping out. Snelling, number 12, break it for a big play, 1st and 10. Fires again to Cam Taylor, and he's whipped out of bounds inside the 5. Stops the clock at 9:47.
Just a quick little throw. Designed to go there all the way. So it looked like Reagan was going to be the one to take over for the rest of the game, but
Luton.
Nice grab.
The height advantage, out-leaping the defender. The 5th touchdown throw of the night, and that time the recipient was number 17, Brandon Jordan, 6'6". Boy, they have some height with their receivers and tight ends out there for Ventura.
And there's the right replay there, and that's just a nice ball from Luton. He puts it up high, and just no chance from that corner to go up as high as the receiver. I mean, he's a big boy. And he goes up and gets it. Nice connection between the two of them.
41-14, Jake Luton 5 touchdown throws to 5 different receivers, and he ran one in. And he's got his team way on top with 9:24 to go. So this might be the more true form of the Ventura team, because they had the 3-game winning streak to start the year, and then back-to-back games against the number 2 and 1 ranked team. Even though they didn't really hang with them, they lost 52-27 to Riverside. They lost 49-20 to Saddleback. But this was a get-well game. If this holds, 41-17, 9:24 left.
I think for them going forward, it comes down to Luton. He's such a weapon at quarterback at this level. The talent he brings, the question is, can he take care of the ball? If he limits the turnovers, this is going to be a hard offense to stop all year.
He's up to 20 TD passes on the year and 10 interceptions. Or rather 11 interceptions. So the more you can separate those numbers, the better. Misplayed on the kick return by COC.
Number 15, tackle by number 8.
RB Marlowe. So Marlowe's had his big plays tonight. He's had his miscues. He had the last touchdown for COC, and he made something out of nothing there, even though you never know what will be the case if he handled the ball correctly on the kick return because of the pursuit of the kicking team. If they overplay, it can open up some seams on the field. Back out there, Matt Moore. The third-string quarterback coming in, at least, for COC. Big sophomore from California City, California. Moore showing some mobility.
Cool.
And wow.
Quite the hit.
31.
And then some sportsmanship. You like that. You like to see that. 31 laid down the wood.
Darian McIntyre, the leading tackler. 2-time player of the week already this season, linebacker for Ventura.
It's not his first big hit of the night. We've seen a couple from him already, but that time he lays the wood on the new QB and then says, hey, let me help you up. I'm coming back. Oh.
Moore fires in the ground.
I don't know if you knew this, but COC spells Cougars with an E. It's a new spelling. No, I'm kidding. I'm giving our production team a little bit of a hard time. Say, didn't look up how to spell Cougars.
Pirates on top, 41-17. So we are now seeing our 5th quarterback of the night. Seen.
Offense, number 55 and 77. After distance, replay, second down.
I gotta say, these were some well-mic'd referees.
Very well mic'd.
You know, you watch NFL on Sunday sometimes, it cut out left and right.
Yes.
It's the kudos to the sound guys here for micing those guys up. Did a nice job.
It's still an incomplete pass, right?
Brings up 2nd and 24. They run it. Finding some room. Nice tackle at the end of the play by Dre Jackson for Ventura. Leo Lambert III on offense for Canyons.
Personal foul, face mask, number 2 on the defense. 15 yards from the end of the run, automatic first down.
2D, right?
Yes.
Spot 15 yards into the run, which is
Thanks for sticking with us here on LivePlaySports.tv. 41-17, different story last year. These teams played on Halloween night. Ventura won 54-48. Moore firing. Can't quite frame up his receiver, number 15. R.B. Marlowe again. Marlowe definitely had a chance to make that catch, but couldn't grasp it.
I think at this point for COC, you're looking to find something that you can take into the next game. What's something that we can build on?
Getting a hand on that one is Ventura.
Oh, there we go. Oh, shit. Game over. Line the first double play at second.
Moore gets it to Brown. Brown with some room scampers out of the 46. Boy, Moore, he really uncorks that ball.
Yeah, no kidding. I think after this one we might have a full-on QB controversy here at COC, because Moore coming in late, showing some arm ability that the other two quarterbacks hadn't quite shown. Kind of an unorthodox release, and that ball got out there in a hurry with some velocity on it. A nice throw.
Moore looks downfield, tries to go over the top of the D. Nothing doing. Intended for Marlowe again.
And again, you know, the Cougars have some weapons. And at the quarterback spot, you got to find the guy who can best get it to those weapons, who can play point guard with these guys and get your playmakers out in space. And I like Moore's throwing ability here. He's ripping it.
7:24 on the clock. Moore. And a nice duck under move to get about 2 more yards by Leo Lambert III.
Just a little drag route underneath. Actually, no, it was kind of an out. He kind of a little stick route and well-run route by Lambert. I think he got matched up on a linebacker. He was lined up in the slot, and he just kind of had his way with him. Got the separation, and Moore hit him in stride. It's a nice pickup.
1st and 10 from the 29. Moore fires down the middle of the field. Boy, he had his man, number 22, Wes Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick, he has found himself open a few times tonight with chances to score touchdowns in the end zone, twice with C.J. Williams, and that time he caught that ball, he had a chance to score as well. But Moore,
it's a little too high. He made the right read. I think maybe the receiver got a little alligator arms on that. He felt the pressure coming. I think if he had extended his arms, he might have been able to bring that one down.
2nd and 10. Definitely taking big strikes with Moore, though. He is throwing that ball down the field. Pressure this time, and he'll toss it out of bounds.
Not a bad decision there by Moore. Pressure.
No penalties for intentional grounding as the quarterback was out of the tackle box.
Appreciate the head referee for letting us know that.
A little explanation of the rule book for you.
Yeah. But, yeah, not a bad decision. Protection broke down. Just get rid of it. Live to fight another day.
3rd down and 10. Right now, they're just lining them up and seeing if Moore can sling it. Hey, to be the optimist here, they get a quick touchdown, onside kick, another score. You never know. Oh, that time, Moore finds his man. Touchdown, R.B. Marlowe from the third stringer. Matt Moore coming in late in the game, executed the offense with his second touchdown pass. 41-23, a chance to make it 24 as the kicking unit comes on. See the replay of Moore.
I mean, that ball comes out of his hand with some pop on it. Like, you know, it's not necessarily the release that you draw up in a lab, but he gets great zip on his throws.
They go for 2 and they get it. On the fake, but there's a flag. So do they get it? Referees meet. No flag. A little celebration right in front of the referee. Jacob Samet celebrating his little touchdown, or rather conversion throw. So make it 41-25, 16-point game with 6:33 to go.
I think this Cougar offense is much more dangerous when you got a guy like Moore able to make throws all over the field. I think it opens up things underneath. I think it pushes the ceiling of the defense back. I think it gives the running backs more room to run. I think you got to question why he wasn't given an opportunity earlier.
Definitely a more conservative approach. Of course, they are down big, playing against a softer defense.
That's true.
Just
That's a good
the arm
point.
strength and the ability to hit those open men. I mean, Williams also had a chance to hit men that were open and overthrew them or underthrew them. Moore's finding those guys down the field.
We mentioned it earlier. Part of the trouble for COC early was inability to convert in the red zone, and part of that was they were missing guys that were open in the end zone. And Moore's been very accurate, showing the arm strength, but also the accuracy.
Onside kick attempt. Short. Is it?
It's not going to go 10 yards.
Did it go 10 yards?
I guess it did.
Referees say yes. So COC.
Oh, it did, yeah.
Signs of life.
Absolutely.
I threw that out there about 5 minutes ago just to be the optimist. If Moore threw a quick strike, they get the onside kick. And they've done 2 of the 3 things. The third one will be another touchdown. As the replay we see, great, like kind of a box out move by the special teams, like in basketball, and allowing his teammate to pounce on it. COC, Matt Moore at the helm, the ball back, another shot.
Yeah, I got mixed up. I thought they had to get it to the 50, but that was a perfect execution. Great kick by the guy pooching it that direction.
Did you hear that? Fun fact, Ron has his first time seeing an onside kick successfully recovered.
So here we go again. Things getting interesting. Moore under pressure. Moore fires down the middle of the
what
field.
A grab.
Great grab.
Brown.
Marquise Brown. So
stud.
That's the thing. You got Moore. You got Brown. Brown, the playmaker, who can get him the ball in all these different areas of the field, like you mentioned, and Moore is showing the ability to do that.
I mean, he steps up into this throw and just rips it. Look at that. Comes out of his hand. And then how about the elevation? Not a big guy in Brown, able to go up high, secure the ball. Big time play.
I think it's a 22-yard pass completion. 6:06 and counting. Moore fires again in the middle of the field, complete again to Marlowe inside the 20. And you can hear it in the crowd too. Hope is rising at COC.
It sounds like a worship song. Hope is rising. Hope is rising.
Moore out of the shotgun. Moore looking right. Moore, a dangerous throw. But luckily it hits the ground and not the chest of a Ventura defender.
It was a little behind him, going back to his main man. And yeah, unfortunate that it wasn't intercepted.
Certainly not throwing with any hesitation, though. Second and 10, 5:34 on the clock, 41-25 Ventura. Moore, corner of the end zone, and they got a beat on that one. Incomplete, they say, out of bounds. Looks like Ventura wanted the push-out call. Ooh, not happy on the Ventura side.
Yeah, two of the same defenders fighting for it, and you see Six has it, and one just took it from him out of bounds and made it incomplete. Otherwise, it would have been an interception, and he was not happy about it.
Ventura may be adjusting to Moore now, though.
Yeah, dropping guys back. They had that play covered up, but Moore went there anyways. Not a great decision.
4 receivers for Moore, 2 on each side. Pass rush coming, and the big man is brought down. Sacked by 56 for Ventura. We've called his number many times tonight, Mark Zavala.
You've got to give this Pirates defense a lot of credit for their strength in the red zone. They have given up some yards, but once they have gotten down there, you've got to give them credit. They have really stiffened up, and they've gotten pressure on the quarterback, and they've covered well on the back end.
4th down and 14, so COC with Moore, steps up, fires, incomplete. So the rally momentum has dissipated with 4:38 to go now. 41-25, taking over on downs. Ventura.
Yeah, I think maybe you want Brown to sort of come back to the ball, allow the safety to kind of undercut him. A nice play by the safety, and stops what was a pretty promising drive on the arm of Moore.
It's another one of those plays, though, as talented as Brown is, you could use a taller receiver in that situation. Don't have those on the roster, really. There's Ventura keeping it on the ground. Number 3, Brian Burt. Haven't called his name in a while. Flag, holding.
Referee signaling holding.
What? 59 on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Looks like he called holding at first, but then we get that news. Luton is the quarterback. Brian Burt on the ground, showing why he's the team's leading rusher coming into the game, at least. I don't know what happened to the highlighter.
He did his highlighting.
That's a thing. It can't be overexposed. It's not a highlight.
Once you get all the highlight out.
Short bursts.
The short bursts, yeah.
You don't highlight the whole page.
You don't highlight the whole page. What's the point of a highlighter if you highlight the whole page?
Oh, there goes Brian Burt. Into the teeth of the defense of COC, down to the 23-yard line.
Yeah, I expect Ventura to just kind of run this ball. Depending on the philosophy of the coach, this is usually a time when you keep it on the ground and just run this thing out.
3:30 to go.
Be a clerk. Court reporters, that's a skill word.
Burt again, stacked up by the Cougars.
Yeah, they have like 30.
Under 3 to go.
Cougars based on snap. So like rather than like school, you're gonna put like one of them makes the S1 sound, and then the glove. So rather than having to type out each one.
Seeing a game like this, you wonder where Luton ends up next year.
Yeah, I do think he has a future beyond JUCO.
To return to Division I. Number 30 on the tackle.
That's Reeves, the linebacker. He's been involved in a lot of plays. I'd say him and Austin have probably been the most impressive defenders for COC tonight. Just been in a lot of plays, made a lot of tackles across all levels of the field.
Brian Burt piling on the yardage and up into the air before he hits the ground at the end of that run.
Got some air.
1:40 to go and counting. Watching LivePlaySports.tv's coverage of JUCO football. Southern California, brought to you by Brain Balance Achievement Centers tonight. And another big run by that backfield of Ventura, number 22, Isaiah Brown.
He's been an effective runner for them tonight. Really physical between the tackles and good sides to wow, look at that.
More points and he gets them.
So in addition to just the physical bruising style that he brings, he's also got great side-to-side feet. I think he's another one that has a future beyond the community college level.
The first touchdown tonight that Luton wasn't throwing or running for Ventura.
You watch it here, it's bottled up in the inside, he sidesteps, and that's just a filthy little move, a little 1-2 hop step to go cut back on the outside, back to the inside, and then bounce it off for the touchdown. Really nice instinctual footwork.
Isaiah Brown came in as the team's second leading rusher, but that's his first rushing touchdown of the season. And it's now 48-25. The Pirates building on their lead over the home team, the Cougars. PA announcer here announcing.
It's a gateway to opportunities.
A place where students learn they can believe in themselves.
Behind every possibility at College of the Canyons are the people.
Together we focus on achieving success, one student at a time.
That focus is a reflection of what we value.
It defines who we are.
We are. We are.
We are College of the Canyons.
Sorry, mentioning before that break, the next games for both these teams. College of Canyons faces Moore Park College. Ventura will meet Santa Monica College next week. These teams both had bye weeks last week, so you've also watched a couple of well-rested squads tonight.
Gearing up for the second half of the season.
Line drive, kick. Fielded, not quite, but the teammate picks it up. Number 9 for COC. Out of bounds at the 27, that's Jason Taylor Jr. Only 55 seconds left in football.
Let's see if we continue to be true to the Matt Moore show, slinging it downfield, or if they just elect to run this thing down.
Well, he's in there. Let it fly, I say. Nope. Handoff. Number 14, but positive yardage and then some by Tylen McBride. Ventura Manuel Hernandez with the stop.
And just a draw play. They got the front that was advantageous to it. Ventura sitting a lot of guys back. Good pick up by McBride. Go right back to him. Looked like he got maybe 4. Yeah, that ought to do it, I think.
Final seconds tick away. You see it on your screen. You also see the final score. The visitors come in here tonight from Ventura College and defeat the home team, the College of the Canyons Cougars, by the score of 48-25. The story all night, really, the quarterback for Ventura, Jake Luton, with 5 touchdown passes, also ran one in. On the other side, we saw that COC, College of the Canyons, could not compete in the red zone. We got a little excitement at the end, a late rally by their 3rd-string quarterback, Matt Moore, to put some points on the board. But in the end, Ventura moves to 4-2 with the victory, and COC falls to 2-4. Any final thoughts, Jake?
I think you recapped it pretty well, Patrick. The difference in the game, of course, was Luton. He was the best player on the field. When you got a weapon like that at the most important position out there, quarterback, you put yourself in a good spot. And like you said, COC going to go into practice this week, really, I think, going to focus on their ability in the red zone to put points on the board. That was, I think, the difference in this ball game tonight. But both teams, I was impressed with some things that both did, and I think they got a lot to look forward to going for the second half of the year.
So that's it tonight. We will wrap up in this game, brought to you by Brain Balance Achievement Centers and Galpin Subaru. You've watched the coverage of LivePlaySports.tv, and we will see you again this season as the players wave to our cameras and dance.
Enjoy the night.
Thanks for watching.
My son was very much unable to focus. I mean, vocal tics, motor tics, spatial awareness was a little different than everybody else. When you start a journey like this, you don't really know where to turn. You're looking for answers, you're looking for help. So I called Brain Balance. They came back and they had answers. He's done something that, everybody said he couldn't do. It's been an amazing transformation.